Perfect. Welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you. And I'm also not going to talk very long, so it's okay, Goran. I'm going to talk about the topic that I feel very passionate about, and only for 5 minutes. So my name is Ulla Kruhse-Lehtonen. I'm from Finland. I'm a co-founder of DAIN Studios. DAIN Studios is a Finnish, German, Austrian data AI consultancy. I'm also the CEO of our Finnish operations. We're some 80 people at the moment. And we work in everything data. So I know data is a bit of a niche area, probably not for people here, but for many other people. And we do data and AI strategies, data governance, operating models, training, and then actual implementations, whether it's BI, AI, or data engineering implementations. And so that means that we also have people in all these areas. So we have all the tech people, and then we have a role called Data and AI Strategist. And I wanted to talk about that role today, especially. I have a little cheat sheet here. My background is in before becoming an entrepreneur, I work in in-house roles at Nokia and Sanoma. Sanoma is a media company. And already in 2008 at Nokia, when we started this data topics and set up the Center of Excellence, we were wondering, like, what is this role that is needed to bridge the gap between data people and then business people? And back then, we thought about the role name Analytics Strategist. We were thinking about also a name called Analytics Consultant for a while, but then we thought consultant is very generic and we wanted to be more specific, so that's why it's strategist. And then actually 10 years later, so 2018, so McKinsey coined the term analytics translator, which means partially the same, but maybe has a little bit more narrower meaning than how we mean it. So today we call the role Data and AI Strategist, and many companies have similar roles, but not all. And if we think about the recent advancements in the area of AI, we see that this role has become maybe even more important than before. So what do data and AI strategists actually do? I have here 3 points that I think is kind of, you can write books about this, but are the kind of the most important ones. And so number one is to translate the business goals, business targets into business vision into AI and data use cases and transformation topics. So that's number one, be this translator. Then the second one is to also help in execution, so project execution of AI projects. So not only doing the big strategies, but then really being the person who understands how things are done and why they're done, and really looking over those projects. And then the third one is the business process integration, so that we don't just do something, but we ensure that those new advancements, the AI models and so are actually becoming a permanent part of a company's business process. Because sometimes, like, if there is no data and AI strategist, it can be that the communication distance between the people with the business background and the technical people is too wide, and it takes a lot of time to align. So in practice, of course, this was a very simple list, these 3 things, but data and AI strategists have many different tasks. So it's data and AI strategy development, business case calculations, metrics, KPIs, data governance modeling, operating model development, privacy, AI ethics, organizational talent management, and also trainings, data literacy. And this requires basically a lot of collaboration between different parts of the organization. So, what is a good background for data and AI strategist? in my experience, actually the best data and AI strategists are former data scientists and domain experts. So people who know the methodologies really well, know what's possible, what's not possible, but are then able to, because then they know what implementation also means. But they have the mindset that they want to not do that much coding, at least, maybe some coding, but not necessarily, and then be there and help in the bigger company transformation. And right now I'm looking at Nico here in front of me, who was, we were colleagues at Nokia, and I would say you are perfect, I don't know what your title is, but perfect example of somebody who fills this role. So coming from a technical background, but having grown into a more generalist, bigger picture role. So another thing that is just really much needed, that these data and AI strategists need to be interested in how organizations and business processes work and how to make them, how to integrate AI data into them to make them data-driven. So they need to have excellent conceptual skills and an ability to work with different stakeholders. And then something people also ask us about quite often is that where should this role reside in an organization? Now thinking of like in-house, not consultancies. And in my opinion, it's very clear it should be on the business side. Because if the strategists are sitting on the business side, they know what the business priorities are, what the goals are, they can be give also hear what's happening and then give their insights back. Sometimes, depending on the maturity of the organization, the business may not realize that they actually need these kinds of skills. So then they can also sit, if there is a center of excellence, sit there together with the technical roles, or in some companies can also be like a digital or the strategy organization side. And then, of course, speaking of maturity, now one might ask that is this role needed if the company is very data-driven already or digitally mature? Probably not. So if we think of these digitally born companies, the Googles, Amazons of these worlds, maybe not, because everybody knows is very versatile. But if we think of the most companies, it's still these topics are quite complex, and I foresee that for also now, if we think of the generative AI area, so that it will be quite a few years that these roles will be possibly even more needed than before, and especially they are needed for this cross-domain role. So if we have an organization that has different use cases in different areas, but who looks at it holistically, who can kind of combine the dots. So, and even on an ecosystem level, so even beyond your own companies. So basically, to summarize, I think that going forward, in addition to tech roles, all companies can do better with this, the strategies that are helping to accelerate the business going forward. And I think people we here in the audience, we know what this is about, but if there are some people that feel like this might be a nice career option also, then I would recommend or kind of encourage you to pursue it further. And I know then come people on the in-house side roles also to think, hey, could we accelerate our companies, the AI processes by having people who are dedicated to these topics. So that's from my part. Thank you very much.
Thank you.